Hey, Nathan here helping you become a better jungler. I have a challenger review for you. This is Peanut over on the Korean server. He's actually recently moved to the Chinese team LGD. Formerly, he was on LCK teams like Genji, Kingzone, and SKT. Obviously, he's played with Faker in the past. This is a really good Kindred game from him, and he's also up a very tough opponent. So, I mean, this is very hard challenger, and this is actually Cuz's Smurf account, who's currently the rank 1 player on Korean solo queue, and I consider Cuz to be like one of the best, if not the best, current solo queue jungler in the game. So, definitely up against really tough opponents here, but we'll see how Peanut plays this out. So, let's take a look at his runes. So, he's gone Conqueror here, so this is interesting. So, since the Conqueror changes, you would almost always go press the attack, or you actually think you can go like Leap the Temple as well. Press the attack was the main one for Kindred players, but now everyone's really switching out to Conqueror. So it's sort of becoming, this build right here, so it's sort of becoming the cookie cutter build and going domination as well with Relentless Hunter Sudden Impact. Although this Sudden Impact is so good for Kindred because he has Qs all the time, right? So he's always leaping, and it always is proccing this, right? So really good runes for this, and I definitely recommend you, if you're playing Kindred, start going this Conqueror build. Pretty much you don't want to switch out anything else from here, and he goes attack speed, adaptive force, and then he goes magic resist. And yes, he's against like a lot of AD matchups, but I see this a lot with Korean players, is they take the rune, the last like armor or magic resist rune, based on their jungle matchup. So obviously he's versus in Italy, who's AP. So he's going to take magic resist there. So that's his runes. Let's jump into the game here. Alright, so he starts off Machete, Refillable Potion, and Yellow Trinket. Looks like the enemy team's looking to invade. So he places his ward here. I would assume this is just to defend his red buff because he wants to start blue side. And also notice he's also marked the enemy Nidalee first. So obviously the way Kindred works is you can mark your enemy team players, and you sort of want to like frame them around like who, especially when you start, you always do the jungler, and obviously you can change your marks when you're out of combat as the game goes on. Say if you're looking for a gank, switch it up, but you need to sort of be like not obvious with it, because if you suddenly change your mark, then the laner's going to start thinking like, if he doesn't know where you are, he's going to be like, oh, you know, Kindred's obviously looking to gank me now. So you sort of got to be pretty smart with using your Kindred marks. Alright, so starting blue here. Alright, so this is funny. So this actually even happens. I mean, obviously he's just cutting it a little bit too far, a little bit greedy, and it resets. Like, really need to ensure this doesn't happen. Like, this really stuffs up his jungle path a little bit here. So yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone. You know, that's sort of what's showing this. You know, it's even happened to Peanut, who's like one of the best junglers in the world. So always better to. I mean, that's just sort of just like he obviously knows not to do that, but it's something you need to like just not be lazy with in the jungle. Like, just make sure the camp doesn't reset. Alright, so he's done triple camp bot side, skips Raptor camp because Kindred is not doing good doing Raptor camp with Machete. You want to get this red to start getting the health regen, but he's used both pots, he's still pretty healthy. He does have Smite, so I don't think he's actually going to... Alright, Smite's just come up, so he doesn't Smite red buff. Alright, so looking how lanes are going right now, so Rift Sculler is spawning soon, and he's actually decided to do Raptor camp here before Rift Sculler spawns, and the thing that sort of sucks about this is mid's pushed in and top's pushed in, so it's actually going to be pretty tricky to walk into this, take this Rift Sculler here. And the worst thing about it is it's literally just been marked, so Peanut might literally just be like, oh, like, I really want this. So yeah, they're actually pinging this, the enemy team's pinging this. He gets that just to check for vision, and Nidalee actually shows up in a release here. So as I said, he just needs to ditch this. There's nothing he can do about it. He doesn't have priority here. Vayne doesn't have priority in top lane, so he just decides to ditch it. Alright, so this is a pretty good usage of Kindred's leap. So like obviously, like Kindred can really do, like let's say like you feel like this is watered or something like that, he's going to jump over the wall here, so then not be seen, especially because if he's to walk through here, right, he's just going to get seen by the minion wave. So he jumps around here, Waits for Aurelia to walk up to the wave because it's in a really good position to gank. But it looks like it's just going to push now. So he decides just to back off, not gankable anymore. Walking down to bot side to take Rift Scholar. As I said, he knows Nidalee is top side right now. So he's safe to walk in. I don't think it was seen by Aurelia there. LeBlanc hits the chain, flashes, and actually gets the kill there. So he would have seen Aurelia flash way back earlier. I'll actually just get that up here. Alright, so back here, this is where Aurelia flashed. So Kindred knows that, so he can flash, right, for that kill, because he knows that her flash is gone, the blunt chain, and he's going to be able to get that pretty smoothly. So let's just skip back ahead there. So just really good just understanding. It's like, hey, Aurelia doesn't have flash, goes and gets the kill. Alright, so moves down to bot side here. Takes Rift Scuttler. So that's really good for him. He gets his mark. So he's got one mark right now. Fortunately, it literally just like marked up as he was killing that. So that's pretty lucky of him. He's clearing jungle camps right now. He's bot side. It's 1300 gold. Probably want to base after this reset. Look to potentially go top side and get those Krugs. Alright, so goes back to base. Spends his gold. Take a look what he buys here. Gets red smite. Red smite's pretty much standard for Kindred. You don't really want to be going blue smite much because obviously you're a range champion. You don't need that extra like move speed and the slow to get onto people because you know Kindred can already do that. So especially with like red buff Kindred with red smite, just does terrifying amounts of damage. So gets a control ward from base. Could have actually gotten 2 control wards, but only got 1. I think you should always get 2 control wards on base. Like he's gonna have to get more control wards anyway. But you could sort of think at this stage of the early game, like 75 gold is like a lot in terms of an item, so maybe not spend that, you know, extra. You know, you want to get your warrior as soon as possible. So you can sort of see the reasoning, but me preferably, I love to get 2 pink wards constantly. Alright, so he goes mid here. He knows Nidalee's here, so he's coming sort of for the counter gank. And this is sort of like where the Conqueror is just really shining. So he gets these full like Conqueror stacks, gets the kill, and remember he knew that Aurelia still had no flash, so this was a really, really good gank. Just waiting patiently for the Aurelia to just go into the LeBlanc, because she's constantly engaging on and being really aggressive. Alright, places his control ward here. I think he's potentially scared of Nidalee invading, just wants to make sure he's not being seen right now. Being slightly cautious. It's always better to be safe than sorry in the jungle. But does see if needed on that ward, killing that ward. So now he's safe to take these camps. Nidalee's not going to pop over the wall and just one-shot him. Alright, so he clears his topside jungle. Now he's looking to potentially counter gank here. He has just been seen now, but I would imagine he's just wanting to go to base. Clears out that trap as well. Checks for wards just to keep Vayne safe. Make sure Jax is a little bit afraid, like he could be staying here. Alright, so out of base here. So as you can see here right now, all these bot side camps are up. Rift Scuttle and everything's up right here. And I want to show you what his path is here. So White comes here, kills the Xayah. And he goes straight topside. He actually doesn't worry. Like he ditches his camps and just go straight for this Rift Herald. So like I think he's assuming right now is that because Nid was topside here, because red buff, he knows that she started red buff because remember he saw her top to get that Rift Scuttler. So she's almost 100% bot side right now. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to use this opportunity to take it like literally an 8-minute Rift Herald. This is like as soon as you can really get it. No one's going to expect it. This is definitely not warded. And, you know, Aurelia's bot side, they have priority and stuff like that. So just use this opportunity to get Rift Watch. I really like this from Peanut here. This is really turning on the aggression. Because the thing about it is that the enemy team won't know. So the enemy team probably thinks right now Kindred's bot side, so they're not going to do dragon or anything like that. So he's using like the art of just not knowing, the enemy team not knowing where he is, to take that Rift Herald as well. Alright, so looks like he's waiting for his Krugs to spawn. Also, pay attention to the way Peanut's kiting the camps. Just making sure he's just not taking as little damage as possible. How much gold does he have? So he has 700 gold right now. He actually can get warrior, so he bases for it, gets that item spike. So good to be getting that ASAP on a champion, especially like, I mean, all jungle champions really. So now he actually buys 2 control wards there, which I really like. Alright, so he literally just goes straight mid. So let's see what he sees here. So Vayne is obviously died top. Nidalee up here. If he's looking here, he knows that she's based in here, so he's actually free. There's no way that the enemy team, like this Aurelia, can contest this if he pops Rift Herald here with this entire wave. Like, Aurelia can't do anything. She's against 2 ranged champions and a Rift Herald. He knows Nidalee's up here is just base, so I really like this pressure from Peanut here. Like, he might not get the tower here, but like the waves obviously still die pretty quickly in this stage, and they just don't have enough damage with this turret plate in. But they're going to be able to break this eventually. So they just decide to base right now. There's no way they're going to be able to get this tower. The enemy team's collapsing on them. Doesn't know where Nidalee is anymore. She's probably back on the map. We're trying to look for him. They do kill the Aurelia here, which is really good. Alright, so problem here, and this is where you can actually see the way Peanut's walking back and forth. He's really scared. They have no vision right now here. He's very cautious walking into no vision with Thresh is really scary. So he places one of his control wards down, makes sure he's not going to get hooked and died. Then decides to walk in, places his control ward there, and just decides to do his blue buff, clear his bot camps. So Kuz is farming really well, like right now. Like, he's really utilizing the power of Nidalee. Peanut's, you know, like good 20 CS behind. But he has done a lot of good job to get that Rift Herald and impact mid lane, get LeBlanc rolling. So Nidalee does take Dragon there, using her priority of the vision of River, which is really good for Kuz anyway. Comes bot just to clear up, soak up some minion experience and gold. Alright, so he sees an opportunity to go and clear vision here. He must know that the enemy's bot lane is just not around yet, so yeah, okay. So I think this is actually pretty risky from Peanut, to be honest, but decides to go for it anyway. Clears the control ward. Bases, and now moving is looking for another lane gank. So like, this is like the power of lane ganks with Kindred. Because Kindred can close so much distance, like with his Qs and his flash, he just knows that Aurelia's going to keep going on LeBlanc constantly. So he's like, comes here, comes out of vision, just waits for LeBlanc to get another chain, burns the flash, and gets the kill there. So really, really good gank from Peanut, and the huge importance of this gank. Like, you also need to view your ganks as what will I get off this? And this gank is so good because, like, obviously, you know, Aurelia's obviously now 0 and 4, and LeBlanc's, you know, doing really well in terms of a win condition. They're going to be able to break this tower now because they've committed so many resources to it, like the Rift Herald and stuff earlier. Break this, then this will open up the whole map, and the team's going to be able to have like a lot more pressure over the enemy team. So I really like that gank there, that lane gank. Alright, so he sees Nidalee up here. He's like, alright, if you want to be top side, you know, Jax's priority is getting that tower, whatever, I'll go bot side, take your jungle. This is marked as well, which is really good. So he actually only has 2 marks now off this, so definitely not having the best game in terms of marks, but, you know, Kuz is playing pretty well in terms of taking like every camp, so he has no opportunity. Alright, so there's a fight coming out here. Looks like Jax is TPing, he's only one of the TP. Definitely just back off here. The Jax is pretty strong right now. He has his Triforce. Lots of backpings happening. Alright, so I think he's staying around here because he wants to defend this. He's thinking that they're going to dive with Jax's whilst he's bot here. Because if you think about it, Jax has nothing really to do anymore but to look to break this tower. Because, you know, Vayne's up here. This is an outnumbered fight if there's 5 bot right here. So Peanut's actually trying to defend this, which I think maybe he shouldn't be doing. But looks like they want to go for the fight anyway. You know, again, Vayne's not here. LeBlanc's not here. And does actually die there. But they did commit to a lot to that, and they actually might defend this successfully. So I actually don't mind this, actually. If they kill the Jax here, this will actually be really good. So this is fine. Gets the chain as well, and we're going to kill him. So that was, like, pretty good, to be honest. Like, could have potentially gone, like, really bad, but obviously, like, it works out because these guys, they were really overextended up here. This tower was still not gone, so the enemy team really overextended to try and, you know, kill Peanut there. But I think this is fine. This is really good for, them defending that tower and sort of stopping the momentum of Jax. And LeBlanc gets... So LeBlanc's starting to really get out of control here, which is really good. LeBlanc's a really terrifying assassin. Again, all because of Peanut's early ganks and pressure in that lane. The thing as well is, like, melee matchups are so vulnerable mid lane. Because obviously the mid lane is really short, especially with lane ganks. And against someone like a Kindred LeBlanc, like LeBlanc chains... And, you know, you can just kill it really easy. So as a jungler, always think about melee matchups in mid being, like, you know, very... Especially when the wave's in a bad position, like, they're very vulnerable. Alright, so goes and takes this, gets another mark. He's got 4 marks now, which is really good. Starting to get rolling. Has full priority here. Decides to take Rift Herald. Jax is here. Alright, just clears up his camps, moves bot side, starts looking for Dragon. That's coming up soon. And this is the beauty about having, like, you're always going to have vision control, like, most of the time. Because then this is what happens when this is why mid tower is such an important tower to get. Because it suddenly opens up control of the entire side of the map. Because you can constantly push the minions in. Minions are going to show all the vision, like, mid and stuff, pushing it in. And it just allows you to get, like, lots of river control. So I really like that here. Looks like we're going to catch out mid here. So this is awesome. Free Dragon. There's no way enemy team can test. The enemy doesn't have smite, and we have full control of river here. Alright, so looking for another lane gank right here. Peanut loves these lane ganks. Feels like they're going for bot. Defends it here really well. Looks like they're actually going to get the kill on Jax here. So again, really, really good thought process of Peanut. Right place, right time. Going through the lane gank. No point walking through river when there's like a ward, pink ward here. So pick up the Jax there and Thresh, and decides to pressure Rift Herald with this. LeBlanc's still going for more assassination. Like, LeBlanc's getting absolutely out of control. There's 16 stacks of Magi's right now. Zai's caught off. Looks like we're going to get this tower from Rift as well. Alright, so really good Rift from Peanut. Remember, that's his second Rift because you can get 2 Rifts now with the preseason patch. So he's literally just gotten those, like, on spawn. And he's got, technically, from those 2 Rift Heralds, he's gotten mid and probably, like, 2 towers. So from 2 Rift Heralds, 3 towers on the game. Like, sort of, that's just sort of showing, like, just the power of Rift Herald, right? Like, if he never got that Rift Herald earlier, mid tower probably still would be up, you know, at this stage, or would have died much later, which would have not allowed them to get that dragon, you know, so easily. Alright, so just clearing Rift Sculptor now, probably going to base. He has 2,400 gold. Alright, so buys Essence Reaver, which is a really good item on Kindred. Sorry, Storm Razor. I always get confused with those 2 items. Both blue. Alright, so looking to pressure top side now. Baron isn't up for a little bit, but just clearing vision with his sweeper trinket. Almost gets caught there, actually. Decides to keep chasing. Remember, he knows Zai doesn't have ults because they burnt it, you know, earlier back down there when she was bot. So Zai does pretty easily. Get a bunch of picks here. Kill Nidalee as well. So the game's going really well for Peanut's team right now. Unfortunately, Baron's not up for another 40 seconds, so not much he can do, but look to potentially counter jungle, push out mid. Alright, so walking into top side now. Looking to help his center. Man, this Aurelia is just so aggressive. And picks up the kill on Rouse. This is really good. Can look to start pushing out mid now, start pressuring Baron. So he actually decides, because he knows right now that they actually started controlling this when they were here earlier, decides like, sure, I'm just going to go take a red buff now, go help my LeBlanc, who's really fed, want to keep her safe. And they're actually looking for a pick in the jungle here, looking to pick off Jax potentially. I actually really like this. And it works. I mean, there's just like no counterplay to LeBlanc Kindred right there. Like, there's no way Jax is going to be able to jump away from that. Alright, so Peanut's 9-1 now, pushes out mid again. How much gold does he have? He has 1800 gold, but uses Jax's death timer to utilize it, takes second mid tower. Looking at Baron now. Get another pick. LeBlanc kills Xayah again. Should be a free Baron. There's no way the enemy team can walk into here. They're probably just going to trade Dragon for it. Alright, so Peanut goes back to base. He buys Rapid Fire Cannon now. Another really good item. Yes, unfortunately that Nidalee does get the Dragon, but you know, Baron's just better than Dragon at this stage. It's unfortunate the trade. Baron's going to really help them break open the an inhibitor. Alright, so there's actually lots of fights going here. I actually missed all that. What was happening here? So they kill... Okay, so they kill 3 members here. You see Xayah on mid here, pop up on that wave. So it's literally just Xayah and Aurelia right now. Alright, look at the damage. Like, he has 3 items right now. Just goes, alright, stuff it. Going straight for this guy. Actually gets the pick there. Utilizes his ult to survive. Alright, enemy team aced. Looks like we're going to get mid inhibitor now. Probably can't get any more than that. Spawn timers are still pretty low at this stage. Decides to back off. Oh, okay, actually gets picked off by Nidalee there. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Like, I mean, I guess in hindsight he should have played it even safer and just literally just walked up the lane. But, I mean, this was like pink ward and stuff here as well, right? So, sort of like just well played by Cuz there. Does burn flash for that as well, so it's okay. I mean, it's not like the enemy team's going to be able to get anything off that. Alright, so buys stopwatch off that base now, looking to build GA, obviously. Gotta wait for Peanut to spawn. Alright, at a base looking to... I mean, LeBlanc's just out of control, so he's literally like solo pushing this inhibitor with Vayne. Looking to potentially end the game through mid here, the 10,000 gold up. Still got a bit of Baron. Oh, so LeBlanc actually dies there, but they do have super creeps here. 2 of the enemy team are dead, but they're actually coming up soon. Flushes the Jax stun. Utilizing Kindred ult to survive, burn stopwatch. Yeah, I mean, stopwatch plus Kindred, like ult, is just so obnoxious. And it looks like they end the game here. So, as I said, I wanted to really do a Kindred. This is actually my first Kindred video, and I thought this was a really good one for Peanut. Very simple jungling here. Think about it, he only really ganked like 1 lane. Like, obviously he helped out bot a little bit, but he only like put his resources pressure into breaking mid, utilizing that melee matchup mid to and with LeBlanc to like really break open the map after getting that first mid tower, which really led to like the success of this game. So thanks for watching. You can check out my full notes from this game over my blog nathanmod.gg, and I'll see you guys in my next video.